My invitation for you today, apart from choose something and start doing it, which is an easy thing to say, is notice how when things are falling apart around you, it's because you're falling apart from within. And my invitation is to try to find that space for you to come home. That no matter what is going on outside of you, no matter what is happening in the storm, you're sitting in your center and there's peace and stillness in that. Welcome, my friend, to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and I love to challenge myself and those around me for the purpose of growth. I'm here to help you to heal, to change, and to grow. This particular episode is about chasing your tail. Chasing your tail. What do I mean by chasing your tail? Chasing your tail is about that kind of living and being and going around in life where you're jumping in from one thing to the next and one thing to the next and one thing to the next without being able to focus, choose something, navigate, or perhaps you're not even engaging with anything at all because there's so much going on that it becomes nearly impossible for you to engage. So this has to do a lot about procrastination. This has to do a lot about our state of mind in such a way which we become incapacitated from taking any action because there are too many choices, because there are too many things pulling us in different directions. This fully aligns for me with finding stillness. This fully aligns with the capacity and my ability to be effective in the world, to do things in the world in a practical, meaningful way that is in the material world. The thing that I have found that there are times when I'm not in my center, when I'm not in my stillness because life happens and things happen and I'm not really 100% directional into what it is that I want to be choosing to do. Now with this, we can have like the feminine and the masculine way of moving through the world and the ability to do different things at different times. There's pros and cons in both of this, but this is not where I really want to go. What I particularly want to focus today is into the dynamic of having a lot of different competing thoughts at the same time. In the dynamic of which the mind begins to skip from one idea to the next without us having the capacity to land in one. Primarily for the reason that it keeps us stuck and frozen, it keeps us in fear, it keeps us in overwhelm. So this is what I'm looking at today. Chasing my tail in such a way that I keep chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing one idea after the other inside my mind or with my actions or with my emotions, which, to be honest, like these things, they happen. Our thoughts keep shifting, but we also have that capacity to focus. The problem that I find when there's too many things pulling me is that I've lost touch with myself. And if I've lost touch with myself, anything I will do or not do, or to manage to do something, if anything, other than apathy and overwhelm and fear and like dissolution of who I am, this is the problem that I find. It's not so much about the effectiveness. It's not so much about the kinds of things that you and I can get to create. It's about our ability to come from a place where our action is aligned with who we are, and the way that we touch the world and place ourselves into the world comes in such a way that it actually is effective. Ineffective action or ineffective lack of action through the different things that are pulling us in different directions. This is what I'm referring to when we're talking about chasing our tail. It's very interesting because also like a couple of minutes ago, I was thinking of different topics that have been in my awareness through my nose, different things that I could talk about. And it had this similar feel. The idea of jumping from one idea into the other in the name of trying to find the one thing, the one idea, and in the process being lost. And not only that, how that deteriorates my effectiveness, how that takes away from your power into the way that you actually apply yourself and whatever it is that you choose to do. And if you have like a list of things to do, of things that you want to be acting on, it's very hard because we're constantly moving and jittering. And it's the thing to notice is like, it's the moment of choice and the moment of deciding, the moment that we take a step towards a specific direction. That is the beginning. That is a pivotal moment. Now you say, well, I'm doing that, and then it's the next thing, and then I'm doing that, and it's the next thing again, it's the next thing again. if you find that your mind is doing that, that is your mind pulling you in different directions simultaneously at the same time. It becomes like serial, but it's our incapacity to stay grounded, to stay centered, to be in our stillness. Finding stillness is a lot about that for me, because it's the capacity of me to be calm enough, active enough, engaged enough, present enough to notice the mind. Our problem in society is like when we notice this noise, we try to numb it out, we avoid it, we procrastinate, we postpone action, we don't want to do the things that are there. There's too much, we collapse. So what I'm suggesting is that way of cutting through, that way of creating an incision, that way of creating a decision, our ability to decide and set a course. There's no right or wrong thing. You could sit and through the myriad of things that you have on your plate, which one to eat. Or you could have yourself to be guided into the way of what attracts your attention and what really is calling your heart to be like, actually, today I want to eat the carrots and I don't want to eat the broccoli, because you know. That's the bit that I'm addressing. Deep down, we know our mind can pull us in separate directions. It can create this dichotomy of us not being able to being a center. And most importantly for me, it's not about the things that we try to achieve again. It's not about that I had 10 things, I finally chose one, and I can take them one at a time. This becomes useful, but I see that as a mirror, as a reflection of my inner state of being. And in the way that you move through the world, it's about regaining your center in order to engage and re-engage. And notice the dynamic of the different things. We have the self inside, the self outside, the things that are pulling us from outside, the things that are happening within us, and there's also the way that we use the mind. Now, the more scatty our mind becomes because of the way that we live and the way that we think and the way that we feel, the harder it is to concentrate on things and to be able to do things. So if I am looking into finding my stillness, and I also am looking to be productive, and I'm also trying to figure out a direction, but I'm caught in that place, deciding, looking at what is, looking at what happening, is that awareness, is that being present, and that in itself allows the mind to settle a bit, but it's not to that extent many times. That's why I find finding stillness so important. It's like, how can I get back to myself? How can I let all this noise, which is irrelevant, yes, it needs doing, yes, it's pulling my attention, yes, people expect things from me, yes, I want things, all these things that come together, is like, can I push this entire world out? Not in an avoidance, because sometimes it's like, let's pick one and engage, like I said. But many times it's like, I need to find my center again. Why? I need to find my center because I know that the quality of my life, the way in which I experience my life, has to do primarily with how I'm feeling and thinking within me. My perception of myself, my perception of the world, my perception of the people around me. All these things are relevant, but all these things usually have to reflect something back about myself, and they have a reflection outward from inside out in such a way that I could be having the most fantastic meal on the planet from the best chef and my favorite food, but I won't be able to fully savor the flavors. I won't be able to fully experience the experience. So I'll be kind of having an experience. That doesn't apply only in eating. This is a metaphor that I invite you in order for you to be able to see that everything that you do, everything that you experience in life, good and bad, whatever comes your way, your stance, your inner temperature will dictate a lot of how you experience that. So it becomes about the quality. You can have time with friends. If your inner quality, you're agitated, you're annoyed, and this and that, you're not going to have such a great time. When you're coming from a place that everything is good for you, I'm not saying that everything is always rosy. It's the quality, it's the shift. when I'm being present with another person that's right in front of me, I have a different level of experience. I have an experience that has more depth, that has more meaning, that there's more love present. Versus like, yeah, well, you were saying, yeah, I got it. Let me check my phone. Yeah, yeah. Is that, what is that? For me, that lacks substance. But that lacks substance because I'm not connected. That lacks substance because I'm not being here. I'm being absent. And that is what the chattery mind, the indecisive mind, that's like the too many different things pulling you apart has as an effect. But notice this doesn't only tend to be into what content should I do, what should I do, as an action, what do I need to do for my to-do list when there's so many things. When we come from this place of certainty in ourselves, in that way that we are connected, and we express ourselves genuinely and instantly and easily, we find a way through. About what is the path that we need to choose, because we're being moved. We're so connected, we're so in touch that we are being moved by the world. We're being moved from inside and we're being moved from outside, but not in a way that it's in a way of exploration. It's not of a way that we're like, oh, there's something shiny there, let's go there. It's the way of let's go and explore. Let's go and explore because we're being guided by our inner compass. So chasing our tail is how the mind and how the use of the mind through us becomes an obstacle into the way of our living. And how through that, we actually experience a quality of life that is far less than what we could have. My invitation for you today, apart from choose something and start doing it, which is an easy thing to say, is notice how when things are falling apart around you is because you're falling apart from within. And my invitation is to try to find that space for you to come home. That no matter what is going on outside of you, no matter what is happening in the storm, you're sitting in your center and there's peace and stillness in that. Now, if you're interested more about your ability to connect with yourself, to find more stillness, in order for you to be more effective in your life, in order to be able to connect more with yourself, the people around you, and the world, look for Finding Stillness from Inside Treasures. It's a course I built particularly and specifically designed for this purpose. It's all about your state of mind, your state of being, about your ability to find your connection and center, about your ability to not only find that stillness, but also your ability to express from that stillness. And this is the kind of balance that we get to create. But most of all, is the quality in which you get the quality of your experience with yourself. And this is primary for anything else you want to be having in your life, any other experience, whomever you're with, even when you're by yourself. So if this resonates, click on the link below and access the course Finding Stillness. If you found this episode useful and you would think someone else would benefit from this, please share it with other people and help me spread the word. Thank you, my friend, for tuning in to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and until next time, my friend, let peace guide your life, let love guide your heart, and reason guide your thoughts.